Hi, welcome to Chiltern Heritage Orchards in October. October here is really a transition month. It's the beginning of the autumn here, it's the beginning of winter, and when things are starting to become much more dormant. And what you'll notice with the trees is that many of them are either shedding leaves or their leaves are turning yellow. And it's a time when hormones in the plants are changing. Hormones like auxins are rising, and also abscisic acid, they're rising too. They're the dormancy hormones, the abscisic acid ones. And what that means is that the leaves start to change colour and they'll turn yellow in some cases and then fall and leave behind dormant buds. But what many people won't realise is it's so important that through careful feed management you've achieved very high carbon wood on all the trees like this. And the reason that that's important is we'll get cold weather, we'll get frost, and if the frost bites hard on wood that's not fully ripe and doesn't have a high carbon content, you'll get canker and dieback, which has a huge impact on the growth of trees, particularly when they're young. So it's important that you supply the trace elements in a form that's very available, and we did this as a seaweed drench recently in a foliar feed, and now the next things we'll be doing is putting down our basalt dust around each tree, 70 grams per square metre, to ensure that there is plenty of trace element and phosphorus and everything else ready for the trees in the new year. All of those nutrients are important, and they form part of the regenerative approach that we use here. Because the ground's completely covered, the bacteria and the fungi are thriving, and very soon we'll be having the sheep coming in as well at the end of the month to graze for 50 days. All of this nutritional management is completely organic, and it has such a big effect on the yield. If you don't pay attention to these critical points, you end up with very unproductive trees which are very unhealthy. So we're happy with what's happened this year. We've seen a lot of growth, particularly on the young trees, which is healthy growth, and we've had very few pests as well. And I put that down partly to the feeding and the immune system support, but also the wasp population which we've had here have done a good clean-up job. But we'll be glad to see them go now, because I think they're getting quite angry. So we're looking forward to the next few weeks, and it should be exciting.